NBA is full of amazing plays, but some of the best are the ones that almost happened. These are the plays that would have been legendary if they had been completed, but they're even more memorable because they didn't. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a look at some of the greatest NBA plays that almost happened, but get increasingly more goated. Number 1. LeBron James dunk on Draymond Green in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals. This is one of the most iconic plays in NBA history, even though it didn't actually happen. With the game tied and just seconds left on the clock, James drove to the basket and had Green completely beaten. But Green fouled James hard, preventing him from completing the dunk. The Cavs went on to win the game and the championship, but this play will always be remembered as one of the greatest that never was. Number 2. Morant's missed dunk on Rudy Gobert in the 2022 NBA playoffs. This play was so close to being one of the most amazing dunks in NBA history. Morant drove to the basket and soared over Gobert, but he couldn't quite get his hand on the rim. The ball bounced off the backboard and out of bounds, but the play still went viral. Rudy Gobert was not having any of what Memphis Grizzlies star Morant was trying to serve up early in Game 2, since he was on the verge of winning his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year honor. Gobert and the team needed to rebound on Wednesday night after the Grizzlies upset the Utah Jazz with a shocking Game 1 victory at the Vivint Smart Home Arena to start their first-round series. In an effort to keep Morant away from the basket, where he had so much success in the series opener, Donovan Mitchell was back in the starting lineup and Gobert was patrolling the paint as usual. Early in the second quarter, with Utah already up by 14, Morant found an opening to the basket with only Gobert standing in his way. The 21-year-old gathered himself, rose up to test the Defensive Player of the Year frontrunner, and got absolutely annihilated at the rim. Number 3. Joel Embiid's 360 dunk attempt in the 2022 NBA All-Star Game. Embiid is one of the most athletic centers in the NBA, and he showed off his skills in this incredible dunk attempt. He took off from the free throw line and tried to throw down a 360 windmill dunk, but he couldn't quite get all the way around. The ball bounced off the backboard, but the crowd still went wild. Number 4. Derrick Rose's dunk over Brandon Knight in 2011. This play is a reminder of Rose's incredible athleticism at his peak. He drove to the basket and threw down a vicious dunk over Knight, who was no match for him. The play was so good that it even made Knight laugh. Number 5. Vince Carter's between the legs dunk over Frederick Weiss in the 2000 Olympics. This is one of the most famous dunks in history, and it's easy to see why. Carter took off from the free throw line and threw down a between the legs dunk over Weiss, who was completely helpless. The play was so good that it even made Carter's teammates on the bench laugh. 4 months after he got home from the 2000 Sydney Olympics, Vince Carter tried to replicate the greatest dunk of all time, one that had even the opposition cheering. It was a dunk that occurred years before YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and because it wasn't widely available, it captured the imagination of a nation. It even transfixed the man who did it. So one day, in Toronto, where he had gathered then-rookie Mo Peterson and a few other teammates after practice, Carter got a ball, lined up his tall teammates, and tried to jump over them, as he did so easily over 7'2" France center Frederick Weiss in Sydney. He'd try it again and again, each time with a different result than the original. "We'd mess around in practice and I'd try to jump over them," Carter said. "I'd trip over guys or fall. I just could never do it the same." In fact, he never did it again, and in the 15 years since, neither has anybody else. To this day, the formula remains difficult to fathom for the 38-year-old Carter, an 8-time NBA All-Star preparing for his 18th season, his second with the Memphis Grizzlies. Ditto for Weiss, a first-round pick of the New York Knicks in 1999, who never played in the NBA and retired in 2011 after an injury-plagued international career. And that's just a taste of some of the greatest NBA plays that almost happened. But what about you? What are some of your favorite plays that almost happened? Let us know in the comments below. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see one of these plays completed, and it will truly be legendary.